listen, Johnson, I want to start with you. You're at Quail Hollow. You live at Quail Hollow. Member, how critical is this week as a tour stop for the PGA Tour as a new suitor and sponsor is on deck?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the new sponsor. I'm a little disappointed with the PGA Tour announcing that. Wells Fargo's had such an incredible run going back to the Wachovia days since 2003. I think we're here to celebrate Wells Fargo's final year. It's a big week. It's exciting with the field that we have here being now just 69 players, but the weather's holding out today. Hopefully we'll get lucky and it's going to be the best Wells Fargo Championship we've had to date.
Rex, somebody else who lives at Wells Fargo, who lives at Quail Hollow with Johnson is in the field this week. Webb Simpson, who's on a sponsor's exemption, as is Adam Scott. And you can make a case for all of these sponsor exemptions that they're eminently deserving on the basis of their record, their reputation, all of that. But they are also two members of the PGA Tour's policy board, and starts are considered pretty precious on the PGA Tour this year. Does the Tour need to be a little bit more stringent when it's giving out sponsor exemptions, or the rules governing those sponsor exemptions, into these particularly lucrative events?
Eamon, I'm going to leave some time for Johnson on this one because my guess is he's got a lot of thoughts. I read your column, Eamon, this weekend, and I agreed 100% with the points you made. It's not as though, let's make this a blind taste test, shall we? Take Webb Simpson's name out of it. Everyone knows, really good guy, really accomplished player, and he is a policy board member. However, when you look at the way these are playing out this year, with a greater portion of player directors getting these exemptions into these big events, I think it is going to become a problem because you have sort of the rank and file class who don't like sitting back and not having access to these events, which give out so many points and so much money, and they're so important to how well you play that season, and not having access to it other than the A on 5 or 10. And we can sit and talk about that as well. I guess the point that I kept coming back to is there's always been restrictions on these exemptions. If you're a member, you could take unlimited, but if you weren't a member, you were only allowed to take 7. So why couldn't we just limit these exemptions into these signature events? Limit it to 2. That's 25% of 8 signature events. That's more than enough for a player to make their hay.
What do you think, Johnson? Is it too much of a closed shop, especially when you have so many haves versus have-nots, even on the PGA Tour?
Well, I've been saying that it's been too closed of a shop for a long time. But to talk about Webb and Adam specifically, we're talking about 2 players champions. They're also both major champions. Webb is a member here and lives on property. So when you talk about those guys getting spots into this week specifically, Adam Scott has supported this tournament over the years. I know they both got spots at Pebble Beach. They're both incredible in pro-ams. They have been supportive of the tour and tournaments for a long time. And yes, they're on the policy board. Do you guys have any idea what's been asked of these policy board members over the last couple seasons? I don't think I understand all the arguments made against them getting spots, but let's not forget the most important thing is their sponsor exemptions, and the people that are putting on these tournaments have the right to give them to any member of the PGA Tour that they want. They just so happen to be giving them to 2 of the greatest guys that the PGA Tour has ever seen time and time again, and that's because of the character and the values that both those players share.
Yeah, but come on, Johnson, being a nice guy is not a good enough excuse to take 4 of these sponsor exemptions when there are many deserving guys out there who support golf tournaments all the time. And yes, a lot has been asked of policy board guys, but the optics of this are lousy when it comes to policy board members maxing it out at 4 of these. I mean, that's half the starts Webb has actually made this year. And I get why Webb Simpson's considered a good candidate for that and why he's there. I don't have a problem with Webb Simpson or Adam Scott being there. The issue is the fact that policy board guys are seeming to be gaming the system in their benefit. Even if they're not, that's the perception that's taking root out there.
Yeah, and I understand that perception, but it's up to the tournaments as individuals. I don't think there is at any point the tour strong-arming any of these tournaments to get policy board members in. There's a reason these guys were voted to be on that board is because they care about the PGA Tour. They've got qualities that other players like in them, and that's why they were voted that position. Those are the same reasons why sponsors, Adam Scott's been playing the PGA Tour for 20-plus years. There are reasons why these sponsors here at Wells Fargo Championship want him in the field, and it has nothing to do with the fact that he's a policy board member. I get you with the optics, but that has nothing to do with any of this.
Rex, I'm curious your thoughts, because I went to the Mexico Open at Vedanta earlier this year and spoke to some players and caddies, you know, away from the cameras, quietly, with no notepad. And there was some discontent, maybe as much discontent that I'd ever heard from the rank and file in my 20 years of covering this event. Are you sensing the same thing, Rex, in your conversations about the split between the players competing in the signature events and those who aren't?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the divide this wide, to your point. There's always been two classes on the PGA Tour. There's the stars and then there's the rank and file. And I think they've always been able to mix and match pretty well throughout the history of the PGA Tour. The difference now is you have created a class system with the signature events, designated events last year, where you're suddenly struggling to get into starts. We've talked about this the last few weeks about players who simply haven't been able, they have a tour card, but they've only got a handful of starts. I think that divide is only going to get wider. Last week, to your point, I spoke with a lot of players about the player equity program, which everyone got letters last week, or the 192 players who received equity in PGA Tour Enterprises got letters. I heard a lot from players who didn't get letters, and that's only going to make the divide wider, and I don't know how you can circle back around now. I understand where Johnson is coming from, and that's why I wanted to take Webb out of it and Adam Scott out of the conversation, because those are two of the best players on the PGA Tour and two of the most liked players on the PGA Tour, but that doesn't change the optics.